Following this, I decided to look at Pendleton Ward's Adventure Time, which isn't a TV show that a lot of people would recognise because it is quite new. But I decided to look at it anyway because I've always found Pendleton Ward's cartoon style really interesting because it's quite simplistic, but then also the appearance of the characters, you're able to instantly tell what their personality is like. So, for example, there is Marceline, who is a vampire, and of course this is distinguished by the fact that she has fangs and she also has 2 bite marks on her neck. She also has really long black flowing hair, which is something that is stereotypical of monsters or characters with a gothic theme. And then she also carries a guitar that is shaped like an axe, which again, obviously, as axes are weapons, and therefore there is the association with violence and death. This again leads to the association with death into the gothic genre, therefore just further solidifying the fact that she's a vampire. And then we also have the Ice King, who is emphasised as being an Ice King by this massive crown that he has on his head, which also has red jewels, which again is even further emphasised by the fact that the colour palette is mainly various shades of blue. So by having the red jewels, that just further adds a contrast between the 2 colours, so that you're able to recognise that he's an Ice King because of the cool tone colour palette used, but then you're also able to see that he is a king because red is a contrasting colour of blue. And then also you're able to tell that he's quite an angry character because of the recurring sharp edges that are used for his facial features. So, for example, his nose is really sharp, and then also his eyebrows are essentially lightning bolts that are purposefully diagonaled inwards just to show his frustration. I use this specific representation of frustration within my drawing of the old man on the bus, because when I was originally looking at the old man on the bus, he just had really bushy eyebrows. But then I thought, well, how could I further create an emotional character rather than just a character? And so I was looking at my other cartoons and I'd seen that Ice King's eyebrows were really sharp and diagonaled and were downwards in shape. And so I decided to mimic Pendleton Ward's execution of frustration. And then I was also looking at Princess Bubblegum, who is represented through a colour scheme of different shades of pink. And I just found that really interesting because ultimately it could be seen as a marketing strategy to get young girls to like Adventure Time, because obviously as colours are associated with gender, i.e. blue for boys, pink for girls. I feel that by having a character that is all pink, the whole corporation behind Adventure Time has been able to expand their audience by also targeting young girls who will most likely love the colour pink and therefore watch it because of this specific character, as well as the fact that she is a princess.